Okay, imagine this, you're driving down a highway at midnight, windows down, and Bob Seger's Night Moves comes on the radio. Suddenly you're nostalgic for a life you've never even lived. That's the magic of Seger, and the weird genius of how he stole ideas to create something timeless. But here's the twist, the song that inspired his masterpiece wasn't even his. It was Kris Kristofferson's Me and Bobby McGee. And get this, Seger basically reverse-engineered that song to write his own classic. Today, we're diving into why stealing someone else's story might actually be the most honest thing an artist can do. Let's go /n/. Bob Seger isn't the first name that comes to mind when you think of poetic songwriting. He's not Dylan, Springsteen, or even Kristofferson. But here's the thing, Seger understood something deeper than clever lyrics. He knew that the most powerful songs aren't about perfection, they're about felt emotions. Take Night Moves. On the surface, it's a nostalgic love story. But dig deeper, and it's a masterclass in emotional mimicry. Seger didn't just hear Bobby McGee and think, that's catchy. He heard Janis Joplin's version, cracked open the DNA of that raw, aching storytelling, and asked himself, how do I make this mine? /n/. Detroit, Motown, blue-collar grit, it's all in Seger's DNA. But what fascinates me is how he blended that working-class ethos with the introspective style of singer-songwriters like James Taylor. See, Motown was about polish. Dylan was about revolution. Seger? He wanted to bottle the ache of ordinary life. And that's where Kristofferson came in. Bobby McGee wasn't just a song, it was a blueprint. A lesson in how to turn a specific story into universal heartbreak. When Seger said, you could just tell he'd lived that, he wasn't just complimenting Kristofferson. He was admitting that authenticity isn't about originality, it's about emotional truth /n/. Now, let's get controversial. Why do we pretend that originality is the holy grail of art? Seger took Kristofferson's skeleton and added his own flesh. He swapped highways and hitchhiking for suburban backstreets and first loves. The result? A song that feels deeply personal, even though its bones are borrowed. This isn't plagiarism, it's evolution. And honestly, isn't that what all great art does? Think about it, the most iconic creators are just brilliant thieves. Picasso stole Africa's aesthetic, Tarantino remixes grindhouse films. Seger? He just stole a feeling /n/. But here's the kicker, why does this work? Why does Night Moves still gut listeners 50 years later? Because Seger didn't just copy structure, he copied vulnerability. He didn't have Janis Joplin's raspy voice or Kristofferson's world weariness. But he had his own scars. And when he sang about diamonds in the back seat, you believed him. Because he'd lived something. Maybe not the exact story, but the ache of remembering something beautiful that slipped away /n/. And so next time someone dismisses an artist as unoriginal, ask them, does it matter if the emotion is real? Seger taught us that influence isn't theft, it's a love letter. And honestly, isn't that what we all want from art? To feel less alone in our own stories? /n/. And what do you think, should artists steal more? Or is this just a slippery slope to a creativity crisis? Let me know in the comments. And if you're still here, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and remember, the best songs aren't the ones you've never heard, they're the ones that feel like they've always lived in your soul.